take any vegetables, put them into a pan, cook them. That's it. See, this is how to make vegetables. Like, I'm not kidding, you can stop watching the video. This is all you need to know to make vegetables. It's the beginning of 2022 and I have one goal and one problem. So the goal is to eat cleaner, lose weight, and you know, get away from like unhealthy eating, like bad food, okay, junk food. So I was like, okay, I gotta eat more vegetables, that they fill you up, they're healthy, yeah, right? So the problem is that I don't know how to eat them. Like, what do? Like, I cannot just take a raw cauliflower and start batting it. So what anybody will do, okay, is search on YouTube for a tutorial on how to cook vegetables. Big problem, okay? Because I followed the tutorial. There was this woman and she was telling me, oh, what pans to use, oh, okay. What vegetables to cook longer. There is like this that take a lot of time, take a medium amount of time and takes like immediately cooks. Okay, interesting. Oh, remember to use spice blends, like be creative, take inspiration from Pinterest or some shit, like I'll give you some spice blend. Okay, the thing is that didn't turn out that great for me. Like, I tasted it and it was like a bit raw, but that was my fault, I guess. Like, it was awful, like it didn't taste good, okay? That episode like basically conditioned me to think, okay, fuck, I knew it. It was not that simple, okay? It's not that easy to cook vegetables, right? Like, she portrayed it in a certain way, but it's not really like that. So I actually was thinking the wrong thing, like the most wrong. Is it the wrongest? No, the worst thing. I was thinking, oh fuck, the most not right thing, okay? Because actually it was the opposite. Like, it is actually easier than she made it look. It's actually easier. This does not make sense. So like, it is so easy, like even a 4-year-old could do it. Like, I'm not kidding here, like any fucking one can do it. So, and this is also like very, you know, very good, they taste good, okay? So it's all about taking vegetables, putting them into a pan, doesn't matter the kind of pan, and cooking it. No way. Yes, it is like, look, here is the thing. You don't have to stress over the vegetable type, like how much does it take to cook, doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how well you cut it, like you can cut it in big chunks, small chunks, doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is salt, okay? Remember to add salt, fat if you want. I really highly suggest adding some fat, some butter, some oil, you decide. And yeah, I mean, put everything into a pan, cover it up with a lid, let it cook. Doesn't really matter how long. If it is too much, then it's overcooked, which means it tastes better because it is softer and more like cooked through, and it's nothing bad. It's nothing to be ashamed of if you overcook your vegetables. They're actually great. I like them that way. And if you undercook them, you can cook them more. So like, it is like, there is no way you can make this a mess. Like, there is no way you can mess it up, okay? So if I had to give a few advice to my younger self, I would just tell him to, you know, just stay there at the beginning of when you put the vegetables inside, and you hit the pan, because the goal is basically to let some water out of the vegetables, and once there is like a small layer of water, okay, of liquid, you can basically go away and do whatever you want, because that will not burn, okay? You want to avoid it burn. If that is like your fear, fair enough. Just make sure there is a layer of water, and that water can be either from the tap water or from the vegetables itself. They will leach out water, and you can use that water. So yeah, you can decide. And this is kind of the basics, okay? This is how to cook vegetables. You can do it many ways. You can choose any vegetable. I used a mushroom here. You can choose to use anything. You can actually add some fruit. It doesn't really matter. You decide. You make your rules, okay? This is the thing. You cook it for how much you want, at the temperature you want. Like, stick to medium temperature. If you really don't know what to pick, like, go for medium temperature. Like, doesn't really matter in my opinion. So this was the basis, okay? This was the basic level of how to cook vegetables. If you want to step it up a little bit, then I will give you some tools I use day to day to make things better, okay? Even vegetables in this case. I mean, they can, literally, like, if you just put salt and fat, it's basically enough. You will enjoy them, okay? There is no need to go over, but if you really want to enjoy them, like, a step further, you can listen to this chapter of the video. So, I will simply follow the pleasure hypothesis, because every time I do, I fucking like my food more, and that's how simple it is. So, you will add not only fat and salt, but the other pillars. So let's review them quickly. So there is salt, fat, umami, acidity, sweetness, and digestibility, okay? So we already have umami, because vegetables in this case are really umami, salt and fat, so we have 3, okay? We want to add some acidity, digestibility. Actually, sweetness is already there, because vegetables are sweet, so we already have 4. That's why, look, this is why they are so good this way, just with salt and fat, because there are already 4 pillars, and, you know, if you have 4 pillars, it's already a great dish. One thing you could improve on is acidity. You could do that by adding some lemon juice, any acidic ingredient you can think of. You can add the whole lemon, like not even the juice. You can take a slice of lemon and add it if you want. Doesn't really matter. I've tried that. It's very good, like tastes amazing. And you can use vinegar, okay? You can use maybe at the end, like not even when they're cooking, like once you plate them, you can add some yogurt, you can add some lemon juice. It doesn't really matter as long as you add acidity. Then the one last thing you can do is add digestibility, meaning you can add a piece of bread. And yeah, this is kind of it. There is not much else you can improve on this meal following the pleasure hypothesis. If you want to go on the mental side of things of the pleasure hypothesis, meaning the perception you have of your food, try to have contrasting colors. In this case, I did have contrasting colors. I did have green, red, I mean like I guess white, and yellow. Yeah, I think there is a yellow, orange maybe from the carrots. So I purposely chose those vegetables because they have a contrasting colors. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it, all vegetables are kind of sweet. It's not like they taste the same, but they kind of give off the same feeling. They are all umami, and they are all sweet. There is not much difference. So the only thing you could vary is the vision side of things. Meaning you can also, in my opinion, if you want to improve the experience taste relation, you can choose vegetables that you grew up with. So maybe if the first time you're cooking, don't try to use strange ingredients you really never tried. Go for the classical one. Do you have any spice? Okay, did you grow up with a spice, specific spice? I'm Italian. To be honest, I've never used that many spices. That's why I'm not using them here, because I think spices are useless. And as long as you have the pillars, so the umami, and vegetables have a lot of umami, you can just forget about spices. But if I would add something, I would probably add pepper. I love black pepper. I always ate black pepper, so it's kind of my thing. Do you have your thing? Do you have your spice? Imagine that. It's good to add it, okay? It's not gonna hurt the vegetables. There is an exception, meaning that if you have, for example, cinnamon. Okay, did you grow up with cinnamon? Do you like cinnamon? It's probably not the best idea to add cinnamon because you associate cinnamon with sweet things and another whole kind of worms of foods, okay? It's not like you are used to adding cinnamon to vegetables. To be honest, I've done it. I liked it. So if you feel brave enough, you can do that. But yeah, I know some people that may find this advice a little bit strange and a little bit out of pocket, and I guess I get you, but it is just like a mental thing you can get over. So I also added this. Okay, this was probably unnecessary. Okay, but I also added some broth powder. Okay. You will see in the next clips that I added basically, you know, the broth powder, like the stock powder. I added it to add a little bit more umami, because stock powder is umami, okay? As well as dried mushrooms and dried tomatoes. If you want to add umami in a different way than I did, you can add dried tomatoes. Or yeah, now I'm adding the powdered fucking broth. And yeah, I mean, there was already umami because there are vegetables, but if you want more, I guess. Keep in mind this is also salty, so don't overdo it. I also had some leftover meat. I added it to the whole thing. that meat was already very flavorful, like already very tasty, not flavorful. And so yeah, I mean, it was a very easy dinner for me. But yeah, like you can, I guess you can take the vegetables and use them however you want. Do you have a side? Do you want to have the vegetables as a side dish, a main meal? It's up to you. In this case, I don't know. I wanted to make the video, so I made my main dish. Okay, as you saw, like one thing you could maybe learn from me is that I made a mistake. I wrote it down. I don't know. Okay, yes, I used a small pot, okay, and also quite a lot of vegetables. You may underestimate at the beginning the amount of vegetables you use, because like when I first started, I was like, okay, sure, yeah, let's go, and I took a cauliflower, something else, and it was actually a fucking lot. Like it was filling a full pan, and obviously like I was not able to finish that. So kind of underestimate the amount of vegetables you use. And yeah, if you saw what I used, like, it was not that much. It was an eggplant, it was a carrot, it was a two bell peppers. It was not that much. It actually came out to be quite a lot. So yeah, just be aware of the amount of vegetables. But you know, worst case scenario, you keep them in the fridge. They're delicious even the next day. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing, and my goal is to help people get off junk food by cooking in an easy way, and you know, kind of get away from the conventional cooking tips, because I really don't like the cooking content there is on the internet now. So I would really love to change even a small portion of people to change from that view of cooking to this view of cooking, which I think is way more versatile, allows you to cook anything you fucking want, and it's very pleasureful.
Thank you.